Hello Flosstube, welcome to my channel. It's Dawn from Frosty X Stitch. So I'm trying to get in a Christmas mood. I don't know, not really working. I'm trying really hard. Let me show you my mug first. It's Frosty the Snowman and it's a special one. It's hand wash only. Don't have very many of those, but it's one from House of Fraser, and it was a special, I can't remember which Christmas it was, and it did the Frosty the Snowman. I've got a Santa as well. I have the placemats. I have both mugs. Yeah, they're just adorable, tiny little mugs. So just for a tiny little coffee. Well, it's late anyway, I shouldn't be drinking coffee, it's decaf, so yeah. So people who've been following me on Instagram or Facebook, they know that I've been off work and sick at home for now 2 weeks. I got this cold, it's a really bad cold. It just basically knocks you out, and yesterday was the first day that I felt a bit alive. Now today I can actually hear my voice. Last week my voice was actually gone for a few days. I tried phoning my doctor, which was really not that easy because I hardly could get out my name. It was really bad. So I've got my notes for this floss tube. I've been sort of collecting them, but I didn't write them out again, so they're really random and I have to go and search in which order that I've got to go. So number one is I've been sick for something like 10 days, 14 days. So I've hardly done any stitching, so I haven't got very much of that to show. But there's some other things I would like to address that are floss tube related or otherwise. So, well, that was my number one. Well, my number two is of course that I haven't got a Christmas tree because I was going to go and get it the day that I got sick. And my brother hasn't got round to driving me to go and get a tree. I can't drive myself, I'm not stable enough. I just feel very dizzy when I get up. But he might go with me tomorrow, I don't know, and if he doesn't I won't have a Christmas tree, and if I don't have a Christmas tree then I'll regret it for the rest of the year, so I really need that. I was going to film this floss tube in front of my tree, but that's not happening, so yeah. I'll just insert maybe a little clip of where my tree should go and what's there now. I tried to put up some Christmas decorations. I really tried, but you'll see. I'll show you. Yeah, so my Christmas tree should go there where all those boxes were and those Santas, and Ingeborg might have spotted something there. I'll show that later on in this video. I tried to find a crappy Christmas jumper. Now I've got this, it's got a reindeer on it, which I really like. It's nice and comfortable. It's not mine. I don't own a Christmas jumper. I don't, sorry, that needs to be displayed of course because I need Santa to know that I can explain, I really can, everything, believe me, I can explain. I don't think I can, but never mind. Yeah, I had this sort of boyfriend-friend thing going on and he wore it I think once and I said I really love it, and he said well I never wear it. and he gave it to me, but it's not really mine. So, but I love it. It's nice and comfy, and I would like to have a crappy Christmas jumper. I've been searching for one for ages, but then it seems a bit of a waste of money to just get a jumper that you wear a few days a year. Well, never mind. So let's just go to number 2. The number 2 is stitchy related, and I ordered some project bags from So Much to Love, and I think lots of you know this. I think she has an Etsy shop. It's an Etsy shop. I don't know if she sells on Facebook as well, or if she has an own website. I can't quite remember. Stitcherista did a floss tube on one of these organizer things where you can organize your whips, and I've seen lots of Instagram posts, and of course I saw this tiny little needleminder once, and I fell in love with him. And when I went and searched, then I knew I had to get some project bags. I really need project bags. I've got 2, and I had to order some more. So when I saw this needleminder, and I wasn't sure if I'm going to buy project bags or wait till after Christmas, because I know that after Christmas probably Christmas ones will be on sale, the ones that haven't sold, but then I might not like them. Well, you know how it is. Anyway, so I saw that she's got, I think, one left of these, and I wanted one of these, so that was my sign. I needed a sign. So I got this lovely needleminder that I now have to put somewhere where I won't lose it. There it goes. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you, this is I got this at the beginning of just before the 1st of December, and it's really nice. It's sort of cute. It's a train, and it's old-fashioned. It doesn't really focus, don't quite know why. Anyway, my aunt sent it to me. She does this sometimes. She picks up strange things that she sends to me. And what it is you pull it out, and sorry, upside down, and you have the same picture, and it's an advent calendar. So you just have these tiny little Smarties inside. And I've been watching Denkai's Christmas cracker countdown. It's fun. It was really fun. She gives a joke every day, and that's just, I think it's amazing. But she didn't quite manage every day. It's a bit of a shame. I think she was a bit upset herself that she couldn't get one in every day, but she's doing her best. And the jokes sometimes they're just so not funny that they are funny. And I'm going to spoil the surprise, but she has some special guests. So if you haven't seen those yet, go back, watch Denkai's Christmas cracker countdown. It's fun. It really is. So this is my advent calendar. Usually I get one for myself. I have some really beautiful ones. I would love to show them, but I didn't put them up this year because not a Christmas mood. So yeah. Well, oh, and something else that I need to show, because this was in my letterbox today. I said that sometimes I get floss for a friend. Now she's a friend like me who sometimes cannot deal with people. So we don't see each other very often. And she started cross stitch without me knowing, but due to my influence. And so I got some floss for her for a project, and I put it in my letterbox. She came to pick it up last night. She sometimes does this, she walks around at night. And she put this in for me, and it's a mug. And apparently it's 40 years of Basler Weihnachtsmarkt. We have this Christmas market that we have every year. And this year it's shaped like this. And it's beautiful. It's the inside, it shows in brown, but it's this lovely dark red colour, and of course it's Basel Weihnacht. So Elena, you should feel at home. I used to be able to go to the market, because I used to be able to drive there and then just go and see it, but now they've closed off the main part of the town centre, and you can't drive in there anymore, which means I can't drive there and I can't get there, so I can't even see not one little bit of it, and it's very sad for me. It really is. It cuts into my life, it cuts into something that I really love. But I got this mug and I won't be drinking from it, but it'll be on display. It'll probably be on display all year round. But so thank you, Jacqueline. You know me and I love it. It's just perfect. So let's put that somewhere safe. Yeah, so back to So Much to Love. Now I needed a Christmas bag, but then I found this. Now, isn't that adorable? Little roly-poly sheep. It's just, I mean, it's just, yeah. It's just fun. I need fun things in my life. I do. And this was just, it caught my eye. I had to have it. So, now I've got it. Perfect. I saw that this was on her site for quite some time. I had a like on it. It's got these animals in blue. It's got this lovely fabric. Well, I don't really need to show you the insides because you know what project bags look like. And you can go to her site. She's got so many lovely project bags. And I don't know how she does it. She sews so many of these. And they're perfect. They really are perfect. I mean, I can't find fault with anything. She even has her own little label on it, and it's just, if you need a project bag, I mean, Evertote was the first one that I got, and they do it professionally. They sew professionally. So, I mean, this is absolutely gorgeous as well, sewn professionally, in my opinion, and yeah, I love them. And then I had to get a Christmas one, and I was lucky that I just saw this. First I wanted to get a different one, but that sold out, and I found this, and I love this one, and I love everything about it. It's beautiful. This is my kind of fun, and she sews all these little hearts. You've probably seen that before on other people's Flosstube or wherever, and it's just, so I haven't been able to use them because I had to show them in Flosstube, but now they're going to be filled. I don't mind using Christmas, or it's Christmas 365 with me. I know, Bendy Stitch, you've got Halloween 365, I've got Christmas 365, so we won't clash, it's all fine. Everyone for themselves, but just that you know. Yeah, so now for number 3. Oh yes, number 3. I don't think I need to say anything. I just put in the clip for number 3. Enjoy. Hello Flosstube. I really wanted to show you what I got in the mail today. I've been in bed for a few days now. I've got an awful cold that's turned into sort of flu type, and I'm losing my voice. But I really had to show this because I got the perfect gift in the mail today. It's just really made my day. Even everything was wrapped and it's got stickers on it, and it's perfect. So I got a card that, if you see it, I think you know who sent it to me. I believe it's Amsterdam, which it probably is. Doesn't say, but it's perfect. Of course, it's from Ingeborg, A Stitch Too Far, and it's a beautiful card. And she said she had a lovely time putting this package together, and she hopes that I enjoy it as much as she did. Well, I enjoy every bit of it. The card is perfect. She then included the finished pattern. She stitched this, as you have seen in her Flosstube videos, and I love this pattern. It's one of the Sue Hill's patterns, and I mentioned that I got the Santa with the candy cane peg leg because that was going out of print, and I really had to have it. And she knows that I really love this pattern,
and she sent it to me, and I'm just so happy to have it because I just love this pattern. It's perfect. It was just so generous, and thank you for that. And that's not all. She gave me even more. She wrapped everything. Like I say, she wrapped it. She put stickers on. I didn't really want to open it. I would have liked to keep it until Christmas, but well, you can't keep everything until Christmas. Sometimes you just have to open it. She put in these 2 skeins of this. I think she showed this in her last video. This is special floss. I think it's silk. It feels like silk, and I think she showed this that it's from. I think it's from Holland. I'm not sure, but I think it is. And it's got this lovely silky feel to it. I've never actually had silk floss before. And she's got these 2, and it's green, blue, and this yellow, red, orange, and they're beautiful. So I'm really interested to try them. And they're beautiful colours. They're really nice. She included a needleminder with a butterfly on it. I love butterflies, and the colours are great, and it's wood, and it's got a lovely backing. So it looks like it's 2 buttons put together, which is really good, and it's nice and light. As a stitch in hand, I really need light needleminders, and this one's perfect. And then the best piece for last, she sent me an ornament, and I unwrapped this, and when I was unwrapping it, it actually started snowing. At that moment, it stopped now. It didn't snow for very long because it's a bit too warm at the moment, but it started snowing. I couldn't believe it. And if you look at it, her stitching is perfect. It's just amazing. Her stitches are so perfect. I've never seen stitching like this. I mean, okay, she's been stitching a lot longer than me, but it's just, and I love the pattern. I love the snowman, and it says snow, and it's perfect. It's got 2 bells on it on the top, and it's got this lovely fabric on the back, and it's not going on my tree because it'll get lost on my tree, and I'll have to find a very special place where I can see it every day because somebody's stitching something and giving it to me. That's the best gift ever. So thank you, Ingeborg. I've been feeling crappy for a few days, and getting this, it just really, really made me happy. It's the best present you could have given me. I know that you've watched my floss tubes and you've seen my comments on yours, and you know me. And that just makes me feel so loved and appreciated. And you said welcome, and you belong to Flosstube, and I really feel that way now. You really made my day. So I just had to film this today. It just had to be. So thank you, Ingeborg, again. I don't know what to say. I'm rambling, I know, but I just feel so happy and loved, and it's perfect. It's just perfect. And now, because I've showed it, I can use all my stuff already, because I'm going to put this in my next floss tube, so I don't have to wait until then. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so back to the subject of Ingeborg. Now, I don't know if all of you have already heard, but Ingeborg is going to the USA to a Flosstube retreat. And I think that's great. I think it's really great that she's doing it, that she's going to take a leap over the pond and she's going to visit everybody. She wants to see everybody, but she probably can't. But I hope she gets to see as many people as she can. She's also planning a retreat with her LNS in Holland, but as you know, I can't go there. I can't get to the US. If I can't even leave Basel, how can I get to the US? Well, anyway, so now I find out that Pam and Steph, Drew and Phil and Bendy Stitchy and Buckeye Stitcher and I can't remember who else I probably forgot some. They're planning a Stitch Con, which sounds amazing, and they've got 150 spaces, so go and check that out. That should be fun. McKenna and Arlene are planning a Stitchy retreat. Farm Girl is doing 2 retreats. I think she does 2 every year. The one that lots of you have been to, and then one in in springtime. And of course there's all these other retreats that I don't even know about. I know that there are some in the UK, but lots of them are in the US. I think some of them are even in Australia. And now we have Ingeborg doing the ones in the Netherlands, but Switzerland doesn't have any. So yeah, I'm feeling left out. I haven't got stitchy friends that stitch with me. I haven't got an LNS that has a stitch in. I haven't got a library that has a stitch with me, anything. I feel left out. I really do. I love watching your videos, the live videos. I mean, McKenna putting on live videos when she went to her retreat, or watching the footage at the end of some people's Flosstube. It's fun and I like watching it, and it really is good, but I would love to go to a retreat. I really would love it. Because I am a very sociable person. I like talking to people, I like interacting with people. I like organising. I'm good at organising. I've never been to a stitching retreat. I had this one friend who stitched. Now I have another friend, but she stitches for herself. She doesn't come to me to stitch. So I'm stitching alone. And yes, you have these off the grid stitch alongs, but it's not the same. It's just not, because you're talking to me, but I can't talk back. And I need this whole interaction of being able to actually reflect myself in somebody, or really have this connection that you have at a retreat or a stitch-in or whatever, these meetups. And I really do feel left out, and I've been trying to see if there are any stitches. I found a tiny cluster of stitches apparently in Zurich. I can't get there. I can't even get hold of these people. They're not in Stitch Mania. They're not on. I can't find them on Facebook. So yeah, I feel left out there. And I think that leads over about to number 5. I watched lauraxstitches. lauraxstitches, yeah. She's Australian. She has about 600 to 700 followers. She's been doing it for, I think, a year now. She's doing Flosstube for a year. She's been stitching longer. And she posed a question in a Flosstube, like, it's the same thing that I've been asking myself. Is there something in my Flosstube that I could do differently, or something that I'm not doing now, or something that I shouldn't do? Or is there anything in my Flosstube that's missing, or something that I should leave out, or something that I should change? Because she mentioned that she's been doing this Flosstube for a year, and her followers have sort of stayed the same. She's got 600 to 700. I've just gone over the 200 mark, and I've sort of been just under the 200, just gone over the 200, and I'm sort of staying there. It's always a bit plus, bit minus, but I'm going nowhere. I'm not gaining followers. And also I've noticed that the views have gone down, so I don't have as many views. Of course my first one got lots of views because people didn't go back and watch the first one, but I just want to know, like, I've noticed that people who started at the same time as me, there are quite a few of them, they're up to 500, 1,000, 2,000 subscribers. They started at the same time as me. Some of them have done more videos. Some of them have only done about 3 or 4 Flosstubes and have got 1,000 subscribers. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my stitching style. So I know that everybody's got different stitching style. I like watching people who do like this primitive stitching that I don't do, but I still like watching it. So I don't know, do you just like to watch the stitching, people stitching stuff that you like, or is it something different? I'm a bit lost. I would really like some help, because okay, if you don't like me as a person, you don't like the way I speak, because yeah, I'm not actually native. Well, I started speaking English first, and I started speaking German, but my main language is German or Swiss German. So my dialect might be a bit different, or I have different words for things because I do them in German instead of in English. Is it my background? Is it my stitching? Am I not showing enough stitching? Am I not doing enough stitching? Do I not stitch the things that you want to see? Or is it just me? Because if it's me, I can understand it, then it's fine, don't watch me. But if there's something that I could do that more people would watch me, I would really like to know. So if you can help. And I linked lauraxstitches below, because she posed the question first, and I want to give her credit to that. And she's been looking for more followers or views, and she doesn't know what she's doing. I can't see anything wrong with her videos. I like watching her. But maybe you can help. So if you can, please do. So that was number 5, and like I said, I'm not very organised, so I'm just trying to do this. Yeah, back to stitching. Number 6. I've finally finished my falling leaves. So, yeah. Now, what happened was that I've been using the code for colours on the code for fabric. Am I holding this right? No, of course I'm not. This is the right way, sorry. So, yeah, I've been using the code for colours, code for fabric. I think it's 14 count Ada white. And the colour variations from DMC. And then there was these swirls that go there. They're sort of a grey. And the grey that I was using, it was like wool. You would do your stitch, and you would, you pull a bit and it just sort of came apart. So I really couldn't use it. I didn't know what to do because it was very thick. One strand was very, very thick, so I couldn't use 2 strands, and it just didn't work. And I was sitting there and I thought, well, I want to finish this. I want to finish it before Christmas because it's a fall piece. And then I had this brilliant idea. I've still got some Krynic. So I got my Krynic out, and it doesn't really show on camera, but I've posted pictures on Instagram and Facebook. And there you can really see. You can see which swirls are Krynic, like that one's Krynic. I can see it in real life, but I didn't really see it at the beginning. You can see it because the Krynic I used 1 strand, and then I ran out of Krynic. But Stitchy Bex was very kind and sent me some Petite Treasure Bride from Rainbow Gallery. And to get the same effect, I had to double it over, so I used 2 strands of that to do the other swirls. So I can see now when I look at it which is 1 strand and which is 2 strands, and that's the way I can see the difference when I look at it like this. If you look at it on a picture on Instagram or Facebook, you can actually see a difference in which ones have been done in Krynic and which ones are Petite Treasure Braid. Now I can tell you that these ones going down here, Petite Treasure Braid, and the ones on this side, like over here, are Krynic. And you can see it on the photos. So I won't insert the photo, you can see that if you want to. But it showed me that there really is a difference. But it was a lot easier to stitch with the Treasure Braid 2 strands than the Krynic. It really was. So that was interesting for me to know. So just for future reference for me. Oh, and lots of people have asked what pattern this is. This pattern is Falling Leaves and was a DMC freebie. Stitching Mummy is stitching it. She also printed it off very early on. Now on a normal DMC site you can't find it anymore. But if you go and search on my Stitch Mania post, if you're in Stitch Mania, somebody found the pattern online on a DMC can't remember if it was New Zealand or somewhere, a different country, they have this pattern. And if I remember, I'll link it below. So you can actually still find this pattern online on a DMC site. So I'll try and link it below. So if you want to stitch it, it's really a fun stitch. And it's really nice, and the colours are great. You can use your own colours, but these are great. So, yeah, sorry, I don't know what my camera did there. Okay, everything should be fine again. Like I said, if I forget to link the pattern below, just write a comment and I'll find the link and I'll send it to you. Now, I really wanted to finish this before my Flosstube, but it got a bit late yesterday, and today I had a very important meeting about my work. It went okay because it had to do with work, but I won't go into it. But so I didn't have stitchy time now before my Flosstube, but this is where I am with my Stone Street Stitchworks. Does it focus? It won't focus. Focus! This is Winter Village and it's a freebie. So go to Instagram, find them, or go to Facebook, find them. And you can find this pattern. It's free and it's a fun stitch. I really enjoy stitching it. I've got a tiny bit of white, as you can see, and I love it. And it's great. The fabric that I'm using is I think it's, well, it's Ada, of course, it's Ada, but I think it's something like 11 count. I had to use this because I had this in my stash. I'm doing stitch from stash, yes. And it was the only one that was sort of brownish that I wanted the same colours as they showed. And I've used the code for colours and I love it. It's really, and the stitch, okay, I'm taking my time, but I'm a slow stitcher and I stitch this in front of the TV. Can't see. I stitch this in front of the TV, so I'm very slow when I do it. Other things I stitch on my kitchen table, they're a lot faster. But it's so much fun. It's a Christmassy winter village feel. It really is, and I love it to bits. And doing this, I want to buy a pattern from their Etsy shop, but stitch from stash, and I've got lots of stash that I need to do. But I had to do this one, and I'm going to be so happy when it's finished. And I'll post on Instagram, and I'll probably show it in my next Flosstube. So I had to show that. And I did a bit of stitching on this while I was ill because it was just very easy to just fill in the eye. You just go row by row by row. I just did the outline and then filled it in. Didn't do very much more than that. It's his birthday on the 22nd and Christmas on the 25th, but it's not finished. But I don't think he minds. So now, where's number 7? Oh yes, number 7. Being part of the Flosstube community. Hello. Itiskismet put out something in her last video. She did Flosstube number 11 or Oceans 11 or something like that. I just remember Oceans 11. That's why I remember it's number 11. It's just the one that she just brought out now. And it said something like Flosstube Fit Club. Now, I know I need to lose a bit of weight, but Fit Club is usually diets and supplements, and yeah, I can't deal with stuff like that. But I like Diana and I watch all her Flosstubes. So I watched her Flosstube and it's great Flosstube. And then at the end she comes with a Fit Club. And she just gives this, it's like a motivational speech, and she stops filming and says she'll collect herself and then she'll do this Fit Club. And she stops and then she sits there and she's got her notes, and I was blown aback. It was just, everything she said makes sense. Like, there's no, she set up a Facebook group, so there's no shaming. So she went on what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do. And then she went into debate about what it is. And it's not dieting. It's not go to the gym and work out and post how many steps you did. It's something completely different. And it's something that is basically love your body. Get in touch with your body. Look what it needs. Be your friend. And I don't know what to say. It was professional. It was really professional, and she has ideas. And she started she said she started already, because most people start on the 1st of January, but then you usually follow through 2 weeks and then you stop. And she says, why don't you start now? She started, and she's done a few good things, and she has asked other Flosstubers who've got more followers than her to please promote this. Now, I've got lots less followers than her, but I'm going to promote this anyway, because I think it's very, very good. It's a good idea, and it's what I need. And I think that could really help me. And even if I don't lose a gram of anything, I don't mind. I really do not mind. I like the concept of what she's trying to build there, and I want to be part of it. So, well done, really, thank you. It's just, go and check it out, listen to what she's got to say, because it's really good. Even if you don't have to lose any weight, just check it out. Now that brings me to number 8. Yeah, I mentioned before that maybe some things could be done better in my videos. Now, you know that I haven't had a very good year. Well, I haven't had a very good 2 decades, maybe. So, I know that it shows my Flosstube that I'm not very happy. I'm not happy with work. I'm lonely. And I know that it shows my Flosstube, and I'm going to try to be a bit more fun and jolly and smile more, and try and get more of my happy and fun personality to show in my Flosstube videos. I'm really going to try that, because I'm not all doom and gloom. I'm not all only lonely and sad. I do have fun moments, usually when I'm social, usually when I'm out, when I'm with people that I like, and I want to show more of that on Flosstube, so I'm going to try. I'm really going to try, and not only like this, but yeah, more of that, more of this. We'll see. I don't know how it goes. So, number 9, my plans for 2018. Now, you know, I've been doing Flosstube since the summer, and I've never actually spoke about my plans. I just said that maybe next week I'll work on this or that. Now, my plans for 2018 are, got you, have no plans for 2018. My only plan that I've got is I'm going to start stitching Mummy's temperature garden in January. Because I got that kit I showed you. I think I showed you in Flosstube. Can't remember. I showed it on Instagram. I showed it in Flosstube. I've got the pattern. I love the pattern. It's a great pattern, and I want to do this temperature garden. And that's the only plan that I have for 2018. Temperature garden. All the other things, I've joined the Facebook group for full coverage, because I've got full coverage pieces, but I don't know if I'm going to stitch them. I've got mirrors. I don't know if I'm going to stitch them. I'll stitch whatever I like, whenever I like, and I'll show them on my Flosstube. And if I make plans, I'll tell you. But for now, no! 2018, come along! I've got kitted up projects. I've got non-kitted up projects. I'm doing Stitch from Stash. Again. Another year. Yes. And I'm going to try and stitch more Christmas stuff. Yes. That's it. Number 10. Yes. I've noticed that I've noticed that lots of you stitchers out there are using these odd lights that are really good for stitching. Now, odd lights are meant to sort of give you the same light as daylight does, without the UV light, I think it is, the one that burns your skin. And the same lights are used for light therapy for winter depression or other sort of conditions that need daylight, vitamin D daylight. And I've got one of these lights for my depression. And now I know that for it to work as for winter depression, it needs to be 7,000 to 10,000 lux. Lux is LUX. And that's the measurement that they have for the light intensity. Now, if you are using odd lights, please remember they are trying to sort of suggest to your skin and your eyes that you're in daylight. So odd lights work best in the morning, like when you get up. So if you're using it for depression, have an odd light for breakfast. Have the odd light sort of slightly above, shining a bit down so that it doesn't blind you while you eat breakfast. 20 minutes to half an hour a day is enough for depression, and it should help. Now, if you use odd lights and you stitch in bed, and you have an odd light and you stitch until 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, you turn your odd light off and you try to sleep, you probably won't be able to sleep, because your body has the feeling that it's daylight, and you turn off the light and you want to go to sleep for a good night's sleep. It won't work. You should not do that. You should, I think on my light it said that it shouldn't be used after 8 o'clock. But that is of course for training myself to be awake at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning and not go to bed after midnight. So I would just suggest that about an hour before you want to go to bed, turn off your odd light. You should notice a difference if you can't sleep. If you've got no problem sleeping, then by all means use your odd light whenever you like. But if you have problems sleeping, or you notice that you wake up a lot because you don't go into the really deep phases of sleep that you have at night, try not using your odd light quite as late at night. That's just something that I don't know, somebody was telling me that they have problems sleeping, or they couldn't get this really good sleep, and I noticed that they were using an odd light, so that just came up and I just thought I'd put it out there. Maybe it'll help. Try it out. So that was, yes, last point. I have a number 11. Can you guess what it is? I wish all of you in Flosstube world, all the Flosstubers, all the Flosstube commenters, all the Flosstube lurkers, anybody who watches Flosstube, or anybody who stitches, anybody who's in Stitch Mania, anybody who's on Instagram and following me, or whatever, or if you're following me or not, if you're a stitcher, or if you like Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. Happy New Year. I probably won't put a Flosstube up before the New Year. I don't know yet. But if you don't believe in Christmas, if you celebrate anything else, happy holidays. I hope you have a break. I hope you don't have to work all the time. And stitch as much as you like, or not at all. Eat as much as you like, or don't eat if you don't like Christmas food, or the food served during Christmas time. It's just from me. Merry Christmas, happy stitching, enjoy the festivities, enjoy time with your loved ones if you can. If you can't, phone them, send them an SMS, send them an email, tell them you love them. Don't tell them you love them if you don't. But I'm trying to be more positive. I'm trying to get my dawn going a bit more. I'm trying to be... Yes. Because I love stitching, I love Flosstube, I love all of you out there, and I feel part of the community. And keep it going. And keep the Flosstubes coming, because I love watching them. And thank you, Bendy Stitchy. Thank you so much for making me do Flosstubes. Thank you everybody who's subscribed to me. Thank you everybody who's left comments. Thank you everybody who's just watching. And thank you to all the people who consider me a Flosstube friend. Because it is worth so much. And you have made my life so much better. You might not know it, but you have, and thank you to all of you. It's been wonderful this year. I'm going to continue next year, but I just wanted to say this has been a really great year, and Flosstube has saved my life. It's been because I can think about Flosstube. It's been keeping me off my anxiety and out of my depression, and it's been good. And just thank you to everybody out there. So, Merry Christmas. I see you next year. Have a fun time. Don't drink too much alcohol. Or if you drink, don't drive. Okay, now. Yeah. I don't think she drinks and drives. But anyway, stay safe, and I'll see you next year. Have fun. Bye.